One of my most favorite new tools to work with is the concave loop making plier. Now these pliers make earrings and pendants super easy to make. For today's project, I'm going to teach you a simple pair of Valentine's inspired earrings. Now, for this project, you're going to need the concave loop making pliers. You're going to need a flat chain nose pliers, and you don't want any kind of ridges on the inside. You want a really good cutter. I'm going to use 2 eye pins. Now, eye pins are simply pins that have a loop on the end of them. And then you'll need your own assortment of beads. I'm going to use a puffy heart, pewter heart bead, and I'm going to use a Preciosa crystal and the light Siam Celsian. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is you actually have to construct the earring. So I'm going to take my flat nose pliers. I'm going to grab a hold of the loop at the bottom of my eye pin, and I'm going to bend away from myself. And I will thread on my heart. Now I'm going to close the eye pin just like I opened it, making sure to bend it back towards myself. Okay, so now my heart will dangle at the bottom of my earring. So then I'm going to take and add some beads to it. Now, depending on how you like it, you can do the construction of this earring and make them really long, really short, however long, however you want them. But for this earring, I'm only going to use 3 little crystals above it because I don't want the earring too long. Now, another thing to think about when making earrings is the way that your loop is going to be. Now, the reason being for this is because you want it to sit in the little ear post or earring hook right. So, I'm going to take my concave loop making pliers. Now, when you look at your loop making pliers, they're all going to look different. But they'll all basically have 3 steps. They'll have a small, a medium, and a large little loop up here. Now, what this is for the different size loops you can make with the concave pliers. Now, I want to use the smallest size loop. So I'm going to grab just a little bit above my beads, not even like 1/8 of an inch, just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the pliers. Now, when you press the pliers, you've seen the excess kind of bent down, and then my what I actually have my beads on just kind of stuck out. So what I actually have my beads on, I'm going to take and I'm going to bend that down just a little bit so that it sits even with my pliers. Then I'm going to take the end piece and I'm going to wrap it around to start my circle. I'm going to reposition my pliers to where the loop, it's holding the loop at the top. Then I'll take my flat chain nose pliers, I'll grab a hold of my little excess piece of wire, and I'm going to wrap. Now each time you wrap, make sure you wrap right below the wrap you just did. And you only want to wrap to meet the bead. Now, once I have my wrap completed, I'll take my pliers, my round nose pliers out. I'll take my cutters and I'm going to cut the wire as close as I can get it to the last loop that I done. Now you'll want a good pair of sharp pliers for this, and you want a nice tip so you can get in there and cut that. Sometimes when you cut, you'll have just a little bit of what I call a little tail sticking out. So I always take and try to tuck that tail in with my chain nose pliers. Now, once you have that done, you're ready to add your ear hook. Now, you can add any ear hook of your choice. It's completely up to you. But what I like to do is I'll just use a plain fish hook style earring. I'll take my flat nose pliers and I'm going to open the loop on my ear hook, bending out just like I did for my eye pin at the bottom of it. I'll attach what I just made to the little piece of the ear hook. Then I'll take my flat nose pliers and I'll bend back down and making sure that I get the new loop closed. So when you get finished, you have a beautiful Valentine's inspired earring. So just repeat for the second one and you'll have a beautiful pair of earrings.